Good morning. Thanks, Dad. You named all my jobs and you got them all right. I really appreciate it. It's so nice to see you all. Congratulations to the class of 2015 here at Concordia University in St. Paul. You all look wonderful, you're beaming, and you have a little bit of relief on your face. Okay, am I right? Well, it is an honor to stand before you on such a special day. I've been looking forward to this. Concordia University in St. Paul, of course, is a very special place to me and my family, and it is a real honor to be able to hopefully provide you with a few words of inspiration as you move on. I'd like to first, again, congratulate you on your achievement. Today, of course, you are closing one chapter. That is this portion of your education. I'm sure my dad would be happy to get you signed up for other degrees if you're interested. You're welcome to continue. But you're opening an entirely new book, and that book is, of course, all about where you will be going when it comes to your career, in part because of the education that you've received here at Concordia. Now, if you're a child of the 80s like me, you might refer to that book as one of those choose-your-own-adventure books. Anybody remember those? Yeah? Dad, you remember buying me a few of those when we were kids? But choosing your own adventure is not the same as actually living it. We all know that, right? It is so easy to be motivated to do something. It's not as easy to actually do it. Now, when I think about that concept, I immediately go to that pair of jeans that's sitting in the back of my closet, and man, are they too tight, right? Someday, they're gonna fit perfectly. Someday, tomorrow's gonna be it, you guys. I'm gonna wake up at 5 a.m., I'm gonna run 10 miles, and I'm gonna eat only vegetables for the entire day. Have we all had that feeling? Actually getting into those jeans is a totally different story, because wanting something is one thing. Making it actually happen means saying no to cake. It's the worst. And saying yes to the running shoes. And then even after you say yes to the running shoes, you actually have to put them on, and then you really have to go running. I mean, isn't it a bummer? You wish you could just put the shoes on and it would happen. It's easier said than done, and that, of course, is a popular expression for a reason. So, what is the difference between being motivated to do something and actually doing it? I'm gonna make the argument. It's about big goals and small steps. Applying to Concordia, that was a small step. Attending your first class, another small step. Studying when you really wanted to be watching The Bachelor instead. That's another small step. A big step, actually, this was a really good season, this last one. It's the daily grind. It's the tiny tasks, the seemingly silly choices that all add up to achieving a big goal. The big goal today, getting that degree. Now I know the skinny jeans are a totally different story. Degrees seem so much easier compared to those skinny jeans. But I will tell you what does not help us achieve our goals, and that is being so hard on ourselves. Okay, so I see a lot of kids. I know we have a lot of adult learners. How many are parents here? Raise your hand if you're a parent. Okay, raise your hand if you're a mother. Oh, happy Mother's Day, ladies. Well, I became a parent 4 months ago, as my dad mentioned, when my husband and I welcomed our daughter into the world. And I mean, I was always kind of a crying, emotional person before that. And no one tells you that when you have a baby, that's going to be amplified by about 100,000. I saw one of you students outside hugging family members and was tearing up on the way in here. That's what's happened to me since I've become a parent. But I don't know if any of you have seen this recent video that's been passed online about parents and their children. Now, it's actually an ad for a major orange juice company. It's not really making me want to drink any more orange juice, but it definitely made me think about the difference between how we think we're doing in life compared to how we're actually doing. So here's what happened. If you saw it, go with me. You know what I'm going for, and you probably teared up when you saw it. Producers of this video were asking several parents a simple question, and the question was, how do you think you're doing? And you can just see the self-doubt on the faces of these men and women, these parents, as they answer the question. And I'm sure a lot of you have felt this same way. One mom of a little boy said she thinks she fails on a daily basis, and every single day she's questioning whether she's doing a good job. Can you relate to that? Then you hear from the children. So the producers then asked the children to write letters to their moms and dads describing how they feel about their parents. And that doubting mom who said she thinks she fails every day, her young son wrote this letter, and he said to her, "Dear Mom, thank you for being such an amazing mom. When I grow up, I will always remember watching the sunset with you and all the times you helped me feel better when I was having a bad day." That's it. That's how simple it is. A sunset and comfort, and she's an amazing mom, the same mom who thought she was failing every day. Other children express similar sentiments to their parents, and the tagline of the ad is this: "You're doing better than you think." So why are we so hard on ourselves? Because instead of savoring the small steps, we're constantly focused on that big goal that we haven't yet achieved. We can all relate to this too. That fear of not raising a perfectly adjusted, highly successful child. Like, I had to go through this in my mind when someone said, "Is Bernie rolling over yet?" And I said, "No, she's not. I don't know. When is she supposed to roll over? She's not rolling over yet." Instead, we're focusing on those things instead of that simple memory of a beautiful sunset. We're focused on the jeans that don't fit, right? How we look in those jeans, instead of the small step, the walk that we took with our family on a beautiful day. We're focused on the job we want instead of the job we have. And that is something I can personally relate to. Before I started my job as co-host of Twin Cities Live, I spent the early part of my career as a television news reporter. I did this for many years and I got some great experience. But talk about being addicted to wanting the next thing. Instead of living in the moment, it was very easy to do because every day I was on to the next story. I lived for the next story. I was constantly thinking about the next promotion. I was constantly looking ahead to the next contract. I always wanted what I didn't have. And the big goal was to anchor a newscast in a major television market. Then it happened. I anchored the newscast. And guess what, folks? It was just fine. Because the big goal turned out to be not exactly what I'd really wanted. It was like being in high school. You can relate to this, and you finally get asked out by the guy you have a crush on, and then you're on the date and you realize, boy, he's kind of a bummer. What a doozy. You like the idea of your crush, or what you've put into your mind is the idea of how it's gonna be, more than how it actually is. And I realized at that point that I'd lost track of myself. By constantly looking ahead to the next thing, I didn't even notice that my big goal wasn't even really what I wanted anymore. So I got to know myself again, and I vowed to focus on the now instead of the next. And I am telling you, it is a more joyful, more fulfilling, and more rewarding way to live. So I encourage you on this graduation day, as you choose your own adventure, to set those big goals. Use them as motivation, but don't let them loom over you. Instead, take action. Be proud of a daily small step, like even just putting on the running shoes, even if you don't actually go running. At least it looks like you were getting there. And above all, I encourage you to be kind to yourself, because you are doing better than you think. So congratulations to the Concordia University St. Paul class of 2015. Thank you for having me as part of your day.